Hello, everyone. So we're on to do some readings. So what I'm going to do, the topic that we're going to look at is what inner conflict have you brought over from a past life? Okay, so let's jump into this. We're going to do the first reading. So how these readings work is I'm going to pull a card. I'm going to show you guys the card, and if you feel drawn to the card, pay attention to the reading. That's really how it works. Simple, simple. So we have the Page of Swords coming up. This is also the Brother card. So take a look at this card. So we've got the Page of Swords coming up. Let's see what else comes up. Ooh, that card flew out. We have the Seven of Pentacles coming up. We also have Murder, the Ten of Swords. What else? And we have the Two of Cups reversed. Okay. So we have Brother and the Page of Swords coming up. We also have the 17th century, but the Seven of Pentacles. We have this 10 of Swords coming up. Betrayal. Or murder. Sorry, murder. That's not betrayal, it's murder. Then we have the Two of Cups coming up reversed, which is the Spouse card, along with the Farm card, but I think I'm going to get a clarifier on this because I'm not quite sure. We have Love Life on the bottom of this deck. So I'm going to take that. What's on the bottom of this deck? The Death card. Let's see if I can get a clarifier for this Farm card. What is this all about? I gotcha. Okay. So we also have the Medicine Man or Woman coming out. So I feel like for you guys, the conflict that is coming with you and has kind of transferred from past lives is setting a lot of boundaries, okay? Being able to say no to things. Because you guys are very, 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 very trusting. I feel like you guys, there's an issue around, I kept hearing saying no. So with the Page of Swords coming up, this is somebody who's very, very open-minded, very trusting, okay? So pages are young mentalities, okay? And they're air signs, so they have a lot to do with like mentality, and sometimes that can, children can be naive because they don't know things. They are very, very trusting in nature. We have the Seven of Pentacles. along with the Ten of Swords. You guys kind of gave a lot, I feel like, in a past life, and you were very, very trusting of people, and I feel like this got you into trouble. However, you're still dealing with that now, and you're having issues around setting healthy boundaries and limits. So the Seven of Pentacles is coming up, I feel like, in this life around those boundaries and those limits, okay? Because that's what I was hearing when I pulled this card, is really kind of setting up those boundaries and those limits and telling people no, like being aware of what you're really physically capable of doing and what you're not. And, you know, trouble is sometimes saying no to people because you want to help people, okay? And I'm also seeing this with the Ten of Swords, that, you know, when you say no to people, you might have a lot of grief around that, or a lot of, you know, beat yourself up mentally or feel guilty around that. There's a negative mindset around saying no. It's like you guys just don't like to do it because it's your nature, right? This is like a nature that has kind of followed you from a past life into this life. And I'm seeing that the no coming up with the Two of Cups as well. So you guys, particularly, I feel like this is playing into areas like family, friends, or even romantic partners, anybody you have like an emotional connection to. I feel like when it's acquaintances or people you barely know, it's a lot easier for you to say no to those people and to set your boundaries. But the closer you get to people, the closer or the harder it is for you to set boundaries, okay? So that's what's coming up. We also have the Farm card coming up, which I thought originally was blended in with the setting boundaries and limits. But then I also got animals. Well, what do we do with animals? We nurture them, we take care of them, and we have the medicine man or woman coming up, which was a caretaker, right? You guys are very caring. You like to nurture people, you like to take care of people, and I feel like sometimes you get taken advantage of because you do have such a giving personality. And that's where your conflict is finding the balance or the equilibrium between how much you give and how much you hold on to, right? You guys may tend to bleed yourself dry in a lot of ways of giving to people because you are that natural person who likes to nurture people, who likes to take care of people. And there's nothing wrong with that. Just beware that, you know, you need to set, it's really important to set boundaries. You don't need to feel guilty or to beat yourself up when you say no, okay? One thing around that helps is analyzing and thinking about why you feel so guilty, because you know, reflecting on why you may feel guilty, also reflecting on what you're going to get from this person, what you're receiving back in terms of what you're giving. Is what you're getting back equal to what you're going to give, right? If it is not, then it might not you know, be something worth doing. Also reflecting on the fact that even if it's not an equal exchange, would this person have your back, right? Does this person care enough about you that they're going to have your back when you need help, right? If the shoe were on the other foot, would this person have your back? If that is a no, then don't feel guilty about saying no, because you need to have healthy boundaries, okay? Love life is also coming up. Again, these could be partners or people that you've been romantically involved with. So, you know, setting those healthy boundaries in romance is hard because you don't want to lose these people. We have the Death card coming up, you know. You guys may have lost a lot of people in a past life as well. There's a Murder card coming up. So, you know, that plays into loss and grief and stuff like that. So you guys may have lost a lot of people in a past life, and you're worried that if you set those boundaries, if you say no to people in this life, they're going to walk away. You're going to lose people and you're going to be left alone. But that is definitely something that I would say to do some shadow work around and work through. Now, all these readings are going to involve shadow work of some sort, and things to work through, but that's the conflict that's bleeding over for pile number ones, if you guys chose that card. Where do you set your boundaries? Where do you set your limits? Where do you say no? Sorry, I can't help. So we have the Death card reversed. Death card reversed. So check this card out. If this is a card that resonates with you, this is a reading you're going to want to pay attention to. Okay, so let's see what's coming up with this Death card here. We have the Six of Swords, drowning. We have the Knight of Wands, the Traveler. And we have the Two of Pentacles, balance. Migrations on the bottom of the deck, and that is the World card. Let's see what comes up with this. Ooh. Imprisonment or slavery. So we have the imprisonment or slavery card coming up at the bottom of the deck, or coming up. Then we have Egypt on the bottom of the deck. That's kind of funny. Okay, so if you chose the Death card reversed, the conflict you are having is letting things go in general, releasing things, okay? So we have the Death card reversed. You guys take a lot to heart, and like I said, this obviously is coming from a past life, since this is a past life deck. So something that you carried over from a past life that is causing you conflict in this life right now is the fact that you have a hard time letting shit go. Okay, you guys are people who feel everything very, very deeply, and you don't let go of stuff. You don't release the stuff. You have a hard time kind of letting go. I'm seeing that with the Death card. I'm also seeing that with the Six of Swords and the Drowning card. Okay, like you guys submerge into this stuff. I'm getting a lot of Scorpio energy with like the Death and the Drowning card put together. Like you guys submerge into things and you don't necessarily let go. Which makes it very, very hard for you guys to move on, but you don't let go because you're passionate. And maybe a bit stubborn. You're very, very fiery in nature. Once you get something set into your mind that you are passionate about, that you really strongly desire, you don't let things go. But I'm also feeling like for a lot of you, this can fuel the fact that you don't let go can fuel vendettas, and a need to kind of get revenge on people in a lot of ways, or that Knight of Wands energy is coming through as very like vindictive type energy, okay, where you're just sometimes you hold this deep emotional pain or whatever, and then you're like, I want to get back at this person for it. You know what I mean? And that makes it very hard for you to move past anything, because you just hold on to it. We have the World card coming up, which is Saturn energy. It's also the migration card. So, it makes it difficult for you guys to migrate or move on from this. You guys, you hold shit till you are the type of people who hold shit to your grave. Um, and this could be because you have been betrayed in a past life, right? So I'm seeing like the death card with the drowning card and betrayal. I kept hearing betrayal. So like you guys literally could have been betrayed in a past life and it caused you a literal death in a sense, or it caused you some sort of restriction or limitation. So now you know, when people hurt you, you're like, fuck that. You know, I'm not, you just don't let it go, right? And you have that desire to, I'm getting the Two of Pentacles also coming up, and I kept hearing eye for an eye. Like, you guys have this mentality of what you give, I'm going to give back kind of thing, right? And you guys hold a lot of grudges and vendettas. The biggest thing is to learn to let these go and to forgive, okay? Because the imprisonment or slavery card is coming up reversed. Meaning if you do not learn to let this go, you will continue to carry this into future lives as well, and it will become your prison. You will become a slave to this, okay? You need to learn forgiveness. You need to learn how to let go of that anger and that betrayal instead of holding on to it. You need to learn how to transmute it. Okay, so the death card isn't just letting go, it's also transmutation, right? Changing it or using it in a positive way. Okay. So we have the Seven of Pentacles reversed. The Seven of Pentacles seems to be stalking everybody today. So I will hold it upright so you can see the actual card. So if you're drawn to this card, this may be your reading. We also had a bunch of other cards fall out with it. Wow. So let's see what I can get with the oracle cards here. Okay. It's on the bottom of this deck. Okay. So we have the Seven of Pentacles reversed coming up. We have the Ten of Swords reversed. We have the Sun card reversed. And we have the Tower card upright. The two oracle cards that came up was Knighthood and Karmic Relationships. So what I'm getting from these is if you chose the Seven of Pentacles reversed, the thing that's transferred over from a previous life could be mental conditions. So with the Ten of Swords, I'm gonna say it could be depression, but it could also be like a mental illness of some sort. It might not be specifically depression. I'm going to say with the Ten of Swords, like a lot of times it does come off as like depression, but it also can be, because Swords is mental in general. It can just be, you know, mental illnesses of any sort. Okay. So you guys have had some mentalities. We're going to say, I feel like mentalities that have bled over from a past life, that have manifested as mental illnesses in this life. And they're kind of, I feel like this is more depression than anything, because we have the Sun card coming out reversed. And this causes a lot of havoc in your life, I feel like. So the Seven of Pentacles is coming up reversed, along with the Tower card. I feel like the Tower card is a lot of destruction, a lot of chaos, a lot of, things just kind of crumbling. It causes your life to kind of fall around. It's like as soon as you get things built up into a steady place, it kind of crumbles and everything may go to crap. I feel like too, this could cause a lot of, you guys have maybe dealt with like mental breakdowns or something along the lines of that. And it's really kind of preventing you from manifesting the joy that you manifesting, because the Seven of Pentacles is over top of the Sun reverse. So it's preventing you from manifesting the joy in your life that you really want. I do see like you guys try and fight through this. You push through this every day. Like this, you guys take this on like champions. But I feel like a lot of times you struggle with it, you can only fight for so long before sometimes you question things, right? And I also see that this affects your relationships, but I do see that the way that the universe is helping you is that a lot of your karmic relationships, so maybe things that have contributed to this stuff in past lives, a lot of those people are coming into your life in this lifetime so that you can clear this stuff up. Now, I'm not sure who these people are, and I'm not sure what this all relates to, but I feel like there is a lot of karmic relationships in your life and a lot of people coming into your life that have had interactions with you in this particular past life to kind of, in order to balance and rebalance the scales of things. So it may be, it's really important for you guys to pay attention to that. They're not really giving me anything more than the karmic relationships. Like you guys will learn how to deal with this as you work through those relationships, okay? You will see things balance out or not balance out depending on how you work with those relationships. You'll see the results of that by going through those relationships. But yes, there's definitely an issue around like mental mindset states. You guys, like I said, may be prone to like mental illnesses or mental breakdowns, and you kind of struggle to find a lot of joy in your life, and this has impacted you in a lot of different ways. I feel like physically, emotionally, and you try your best to make the best out of it, but the universe is saying like we're sending you these karmic relationships to kind of help it balance this energy out. So it's up to you guys what you do with those relationships, and to pay attention to which ones are actually those relationships and which ones aren't, and what to do with them. Let's see what is coming through that is coming through from past life Four pile fours. What is coming through from the past life that is causing conflict in this life? The Ace. Wow. Okay. So we have the Ace of Pentacles coming up for this reading. So if you're drawn to this card, you might want to pay attention to this reading. So what can you tell me about this card? Okay, these are a lot of cards. Let's see what else comes up. Okay. Oracle cards. What other information can you give me? That's kind of funny. So we have the Ace of Pentacles coming up for this reading. We also have the Ace of Swords coming up for this reading. We also have the Temperance card or Karmic Lessons. We also have Abandonment or Eight of Cups coming up reversed. We have the Spouse or Two of Cups coming up reversed. The Page of Swords or Brother card coming up reversed, as well as we had Love Life come out, and then Male Female on the bottom of the deck. So in terms of what you've carried over from a past life that is kind of causing a bit of conflict in this life, you I want to say very materialistic mindset. Okay, so with the Ace of Pentacles and the Ace of Swords, you guys have brought over this very materialistic, and I'm even hearing self-entitled kind of mindset. You guys in a past life kind of had everything handed to you is what I'm picking up on. You guys had no problems manifesting things that you wanted. You pretty much said what you wanted and got what you wanted, right? The Ace of Swords, you spoke something and you got it. You may have been royalty or something along the lines of that, I'm not sure. But I feel like you lived a very privileged life in a past life where if you wanted something, all you really had to do was say it, and it was pretty much handed to you. However, in this life, not such the case. So this mindset has of being entitled to things, or wanting all this materialistic stuff, has kind of bled over into this lifetime. What I am picking up on is the Temperance card is saying that this is wreaking havoc because there's still karmic This is wreaking havoc around you being able to manifest things, being able to have what it is you want. And the reason why is because this is a karmic lesson, okay? So there's some sort of karmic lesson involved in this, and this is karma. And when I say karmic lesson, okay, so the way I perceive karma is scales, okay? This is the way it was shown to me by my guides. So just so that you guys can understand what I mean when I say karma, is not the concept of you do good, you get good back kind of thing. It's more balance, okay? So you could do something with good intentions and cause harm to somebody, and that still comes back in some way, shape, or form. It's kind of like the cause and effect kind of thing. But there's a balance to everything in nature and everything in the world, right? When we put weight on one side of the scale obviously gets out of balance, and something else has to be put on the other side to rebalance that. That's karma. So if you lived an extremely privileged life, right, you had this scales tipped. It wasn't really in balance. You had an excess of everything. You had everything you could ever desire. So now to balance that out and to teach you the other perspective of that, you have come into a lifetime where you don't get everything that you want, because the universe and you have agreed to experience the opposite of that, okay? I do feel like a lot of you took advantage of this as well. Like it turned into greed. It turned into, not necessarily hoarding and not helping others and not using your privileged lifestyle in a way that could also benefit others. And that is something else that is coming through. So we have the Eight of Cups is the abandonment card, and it was reversed. So you guys in this past life, like I said, did not give. The abandonment card is like that giving card. You guys didn't abandon any of your possessions or so again, you're being left kind of without, or even not being able to cultivate them at all in this lifetime, to kind of show you the other perspective of that. We have the Two of Cups. Okay, the Two of Cups is coming up, showing me again that balance of things, particularly in relationships. Now, this is why I was saying, like, you guys may not have given things away to help other people, because the Two of Cups is coming up in reversed. There was a lack of compassion there somewhere in this past life, where you didn't help other people. You didn't give what you had to other people. There wasn't any heartfelt giving or receiving in that lifetime, okay? And again, that's why you're having such a hard time. Like, you guys remember, I feel like on some subconscious level, you remember all the riches and everything you had from this lifetime. You're like, I remember having everything I want, and that desire is still there, but you can't seem to make anything manifest. There seems to be having issues. You have issues in this time, integrating and making things manifest, okay? And this is because, again, the Page of Swords is coming up. There's a lesson for you to learn from this, okay? The lesson is you want to experience the other side. So you guys really need to learn to humble yourselves and ask for help when you need things, okay? And you also have to learn, when you have an abundance of stuff in this lifetime, to give back, okay? So don't become who you became and who you were in that lifetime. Love life is coming up. So again, it's that partnership, that give and take, right? Everything comes in male and female. Was on the bottom of the deck. Like I said, there's a balance to everything. So if you guys are having a hard time manifesting things, it could be because you took things for granted in a past life, and now you're having issues manifesting things because you are now experiencing the other spectrum from the people that you took from in that lifetime. So you may have been, like I said, very well off, and now you're experiencing more challenges with getting what you want and what you desire and being well off because you have agreed to experience the other perspective of that. And now you're in the opposite window, right? And all you can do is learn the lessons that you were supposed to, that you came here to learn, okay? And that lesson is to give to others, right? That lesson is to not hoard things, to not take things for granted, and also what it's like to have to ask for help, okay? Because I feel like you guys were in a position to help a lot of people in that past life and you didn't. So now you're in a position where you may need help from people and may struggle to get it because you weren't really giving in that lifetime, okay? So to clear that karma up, again, ask for help. Reach out to people, show the universe that I do understand what it's like to be on the other side of this. And again, if you do end up in a place of abundance, don't forget to give back and help people because otherwise you will just continue to struggle. This is hard for this reading. Ooh. Okay, so we have the Three of Swords coming up. Be brokenhearted. Brokenhearted. So if you are pulled to this or drawn to this, paying attention to this reading because it might hold some information for you that you need to know. Okay. So along with that, let's see what we can get with the oracle cards as well. We have a baby. Wars and okay. So what we have coming up for number 5, so we have the Three of Swords, which is the broken heart or brokenhearted. Then we have the Five of Wands, which is conflict. We have the Nine of Wands reversed, which is prison. We have the Seven of Wands, which is resolute. We have the baby card coming up. And we have wars and battles on the bottom of the deck. So the issue that is coming in from a past life, I feel like it's some major trust issues and insecurities. So the brokenhearted, I'm seeing like in a past life, you guys may have suffered a lot, okay? You guys, I feel like I'm seeing a lot of war and conflict and a lot of fire energy. All of these cards, for the most part, when it comes to the tarot, were wands, except for the swords card at the top. So you guys had a very tumultuous past life in terms of maybe living in areas that there was a lot of conflicts, a lot of wars, where you kind of had to constantly fight. And as a result, you may have lost a, um, you may have lost people that were close to you, okay? You may have had to really kind of face some harsh realities that you don't have to necessarily face today. So, but I'm seeing because you grew up in, or you had a past life in an era where everybody was kind of out to get you had to defend yourself. That mentality has bled over into this life, and you still have trust issues with people. So when people come up to you and try to get to know you, you're always looking for that ulterior motive. You always have your guard up. So we have the Five of Wands, the Seven of Wands, right? You're always very, very guarded and always kind of looking for that ulterior motive, like I said. And this is because you still have unhealed wounds from this past life that haven't been healed. And you're like, on a subconscious level, you're like, everyone's out to hurt me. Like, that is the mentality that has kind of carried over from that past life. However, with the baby card coming up, the wars and battles, this is not a mentality that you need to continue. In fact, I feel like when a lot of people meet you, this comes off as very childish and immature, right? And that's why maybe a lot of people don't really want, maybe I'm not going to say want to get to know you, but the fact that the baby card is coming up, it's like this is a very kind of immature energy. It was based off of reactional energy, right? Which served a purpose in that life, but it is not serving a purpose in this life anymore. You are no longer in a war zone. You are no longer in a battle. Okay. So it's time to kind of let this mentality go and heal it. Now, the way to do that is to let your guards down and be vulnerable with people. Okay. Because the Nine of Swords or the Nine of Wands reversed is what this is the release card. So how you're going to get through this and how you're going to release it is by being open and being vulnerable with people, not having those guards up, letting those guards down. You know, don't second guess people. It's important to have boundaries and limits, but don't, when people come up to you, don't automatically put the walls up and say, well, I don't trust you until you give me a reason to trust you. Or, you know, have this second guessing nature of, well, they've got ulterior motives, or they're going to hurt me. So you put your defenses up, right? What's their motive? Why? Questioning why they want to get to know you. So I feel like when people come out to even start a conversation with you, you're like, why are you talking to me? Right? Why do you want to get to know me? That's an attitude that you kind of have to work on correcting. As you correct this attitude, you'll find that that kind of heals, right? But the way to correct that is to try and trust people again. You know, whenever you feel that energy of putting up the guards, right, you can maybe try a visualization technique where you see the walls lower, where you kind of open yourself up, right? Yeah, maybe you let down your defenses a little bit and you let people in a little bit. Now, I'm not saying to like completely let your whole guard down and, you know, be best friends with people you just met and act like you've known them their whole life. No, like, but, you know, at least give people a chance. Don't question their motives. You know, if somebody comes up to you, have a conversation with them instead of sitting there thinking, what do they want? All right. Give them the benefit of the doubt. Try to give them the benefit of the doubt. Also, doing some shadow work around, or if you can do like past life work, tapping into that energy and kind of releasing that energy. You can also tap into that Nine of Wands energy, that wounded warrior energy, and just kind of put your hand over your heart and you know, hold some space for it, right? And show it. I know that's going to sound really weird, but embrace it, accept it, and show it some love, because I feel like that's kind of what is needed for any of the traumas, really, for anybody who's experienced a trauma in this life or past lives. You know, it just needs healing, and to heal anything is just needs some love, really. So that's what I got. So I'm gonna jump off. Have a great night or day, wherever you are, and thank you guys for joining me. I'll see y'all later. Bye, guys.